Sunlight floods the dusty apartment, each mote a tiny dancer in the golden beams. Donate boxes loom, a silent testament to a life being packed away piece by piece. Daniel stands amidst the chaos, his shoulders slumped under the heavy weight of grief. He approaches a shelf lined with journals, each a faded monument to memories. His fingers trace the spines, a tender touch of remembrance over the worn covers. Sorrow etches deep lines into his face as he pulls one down, a fragile link to the past. Dim light barely pierces the shadows of the cluttered apartment, highlighting the worn table where Daniel sits. He cradles a thin, half-empty leather diary, its brittle pages whispering secrets of the past. His brow furrows in concentration as he flips through the diary, each page a faded memory. He pauses, his gaze fixed on an unfinished sentence, a mystery hanging in the air. The narrator's words echo in the silent room. I went to the store and saw, in the dead of night, Daniel's restless energy fills the dimly lit apartment. Driven by insomnia, he clutches the diary, its pages filled with unspoken words and haunting memories. His pen dances across the paper, guided by an unseen force as he completes the cryptic sentence. A chilling revelation escapes his lips, a whispered narration that sends shivers down the spine. The man in the gray coat, watching. Under the long shadows of the rising sun, Daniel approaches the corner store. A figure in a gray coat materializes near the entrance, his eyes locked ominously on Daniel. Daniel freezes, an icy chill piercing him as their gazes meet. In a blink, the mysterious man vanishes, leaving only the lingering sense of unease. Daniel's heart pounds in his chest, the morning sun doing little to thaw the sudden dread that grips him. In the dim light of the apartment, Daniel's hand furiously pens words onto the page. Not mine, not hers. Each stroke of the pen seems to deepen the mystery, the truth obscured by shadows. The diary lies open, its secrets almost palpable as the pages flutter with a life of their own. The fluttering pages whisper untold stories, adding to the apartment's silent tension. In the dim solitude of his apartment, Daniel sits hunched at his desk, shadows stretching like grasping fingers across his face. The scratching of his pen against the diary page echoes in the stillness, each stroke a forced confession. I felt safe until... The narration begins, a haunting prelude to unraveling dread. The knock at my door wouldn't stop. The voice continues, each word a hammer blow against the silence. I couldn't tell him because... The narration whispers, the untold secrets hanging heavy in the air. He was already behind me. The final words, a chilling revelation that seals Daniel's fate. Across various locations, the mundane turns menacing as diary entries begin to manifest in stark reality. Seemingly harmless events spiral out of control, escalating into perilous scenarios. Driven by desperation, Daniel attempts to rewrite destiny, altering the fateful entries. But reality warps and contorts, defying his efforts, twisting back to the original, ominous intent. The world around Daniel becomes a treacherous reflection of the diary's dark prophecies. Inside the dimly lit apartment, ink spills ominously across the diary pages, each drop a harbinger of visions. The ink solidifies, conjuring my sister's serene face, an image of haunting tranquility amidst the encroaching darkness. A cloaked figure emerges from the deepening shadows, his presence enigmatic and foreboding. Panic sets in as I desperately try to wipe away the visions, but the ink multiplies, binding me tighter to its spectral realm. In the dim apartment, the glow of a laptop screen illuminates Daniel, hunched and furiously typing. Anna enters, her pajamas rumpled, her face etched with fatigue and annoyance. Daniel? What are you doing? It's 3 in the morning. Daniel, eyes bloodshot, retorts, I'm writing. I have to get this down. Anna's voice cracks with emotion. Important? Or are you just trying to distract yourself? This isn't healthy, Daniel. Daniel's denial hangs heavy in the air. That's not fair, Anna. I'm not crazy. With heartbreaking finality, Anna declares, I'm going to stay at my sister's for a while. Call me when you're ready to get help. On a bustling street, Daniel's phone buzzes, breaking the rhythm of the day. He glances down, a flicker of unease crossing his face as he sees the text from his girlfriend. The message hangs in the air, unspoken but heavy with anticipation. A wave of dread washes over him. His heart pounds in his chest as he steels himself for what's to come. The vibrant street fades into a blur as his anxiety intensifies. Aggressive knocks echo through the apartment, shattering the silence of the night. On a cluttered desk, a worn leather diary lies open, its yellowed pages hinting at untold stories. The incomplete sentence, "He opened the door," hangs unfinished, a silent testament to interrupted thoughts. Daniel hesitates, his fingers hovering over the pen, the weight of unspoken words heavy on his hand. The act of writing seems a physical burden, each stroke a step into the unknown. Sunlight bathes the cozy apartment, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. A quick flashback. Young Daniel and his sister, Anna, their laughter echoing through a sun-drenched field. Another flicker. Anna, a little older, scribbles furiously in a worn diary, casting nervous glances over her shoulder. Back in the present, Anna sits at the same desk, lines of worry etched on her face. She reads aloud from the diary, her voice heavy with unspoken fears. The weight of the past settles upon her as she confronts the secrets within those fragile pages. Under the soft glow of a desk lamp, Daniel pores over a notebook, his focus intense. His eyes widen, reflecting a sudden, chilling realization as he rereads the words he's just written. I heard footsteps behind me. The words hang in the air, heavy with dread. The pen slips from his suddenly nerveless fingers, clattering against the wooden desk. His breath hitches, a silent scream trapped in his throat as the weight of his words crashes down. Terror washes over Daniel's face, a stark mask of fear etched in the soft light. In a frenzy, Daniel struggles to obliterate the diary, his face illuminated by a desperate fire. Flames engulf the pages, yet they resist, the diary remaining unscathed in the heart of the inferno. Shredded pieces scatter, only to miraculously weave back together, an unholy resurrection on the floor. Water violently rejects the diary, recoiling as if burned by its touch. The page is untouched by the flood. The diary reassembles, its ink spreading like dark, pulsing veins across the accursed pages. A haunting voice echoes the diary's curse, and when I turned, the pen was already in my throat. In the dim light of his apartment, Daniel stares into the mirror, his eyes hollow and haunted. His reflection mimics him, holding a pen poised menacingly at its own throat, a chillingly mirrored threat. The pen trembles violently in Daniel's grasp, as if battling an unseen force. With a gasp of horror, Daniel drops the pen as if burned, his eyes wide with newfound terror. In the quiet apartment, a diary rests open on a desk, its pages deceptively blank. As Daniel moves closer, ink begins to bloom across the paper, a phantom mirroring his every step. He takes a step, and a dark mark appears, as if the diary itself is responding to his presence. The ink flows, creating an eerie connection between man and object. He speaks. An elegant script immediately transcribes his words, capturing his thoughts in ink. The diary becomes a living record of Daniel's existence, bound by an unseen force. In the quiet apartment, Daniel sits hunched over a worn wooden table, a script spread out before him. The crisp rustle of paper fills the silence as he turns the pages, each movement deliberate. Neat blocks of future lines are already written, promises of stories yet to unfold. Beyond those words, however, the page is consumed by an empty space. This void is yawning like a trap, threatening to swallow him whole. In the dimly lit apartment, Daniel sits hunched over a worn diary, the lamplight isolating him in a pool of shadows. His gaze is fixed on the open page, absorbing the weight of each word. The diary whispers a haunting truth. The silence in this room. Daniel completes the thought, his voice heavy with despair. is louder than any scream. In the quiet apartment, Daniel sits alone at his desk, the silence amplifying his solitude. Before him rests the diary, its secrets sealed, yet a faint, ethereal glow emanates from its aged pages. A sudden, unsettling creak echoes from the dark hallway, piercing the stillness. A fleeting glimpse, his sister's shadow dances briefly past the doorway, a ghostly apparition in the dim light. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it appeared, leaving Daniel questioning the reality of what he witnessed. Alone, once more, Daniel is left in a chilling silence. The glowing diary, a silent witness to the spectral encounter. The first light of day gently fills the silent apartment, casting soft shadows through the blinds. Daniel awakens, his senses alert in the quiet morning. He rises cautiously, his bare feet making barely a sound on the wooden floor. His eyes fix on the diary, a silent question hanging in the air as he approaches. Each step is measured, the anticipation building with every inch he closes to the mysterious book. Inside the apartment, a diary lies open, its pages aged and yellowed. He opens the diary. The diary pages are slightly yellowed with age. He thought he was free. The diary slams shut, the sound reverberating sharply in the quiet apartment as Daniel's frustration peaks. His eyes dart back to the diary, a flicker of unease crossing his face. He stares in disbelief as he notices something out of place. The final sentence, abruptly cut off, continues its trail across the worn cover in faded ink. A sense of dread creeps in as Daniel realizes the diary's secrets might be more alive than he thought. Daniel's gaze sweeps across the room, a sense of eerie familiarity washing over him. The worn armchair sits silently, a silent witness to countless untold stories. A chipped coffee mug rests on the table, a subtle imperfection in an otherwise ordinary scene. Dust motes dance around a faded photograph, capturing a moment frozen in time. The apartment stands as a perfect echo of the diary's chilling description. Sunlight bathes the sparsely furnished apartment, each dust mote illuminated in the stillness. He stands alone, a solitary figure, swallowed by silence and deep contemplation. The faint hum of the distant city barely penetrates the heavy quiet, a world away from his inner turmoil. A voice echoes in the emptiness, heavy with resignation. It's never really over. Daniel's eyes lock onto the lens, his expression shifting as a sudden, chilling realization dawns. His face pales, the weight of understanding crashing over him like a tidal wave. A flicker of fear dances in his eyes, betraying the terror that grips his heart. The room fades into a blur as the truth consumes him, leaving him vulnerable and exposed. His breath hitches, a silent scream trapped in his throat as the horrifying reality sets in.